Hiker Jay here. This week I'm going to be talking about my wilderness backpacking loadout, what I carry on a wilderness backpacking trip. Now, one thing I want to get out there right away, I do not do ultralight. Now that would be awesome, but I do have my gear as light as I can get it. I believe that you hike the hike that you want to have. So I have some comfort items in here that other people might not carry, and that's perfectly fine. My base weight, which is everything but food and water, for this pack, everything in it, right as it stands right now, is 17.5 pounds. I'm very happy with that personally for myself, for the type of hikes that I do. So if you're a regular hiker, this type of system could work great for you, because once you add water and food, I'm always under 25 pounds. Very happy with that. I can go, you know, the distances that we do for 25 pounds, no problem. I usually hike 8 to 12 mile type days. So let's get into my loadout and what I carry. First off, I have the Granite Gear Crown 2. I do not have the brain on it. I can put it on, and I've used it for winter when I need more space, but look at how much more space this thing has already, so I really don't need the space, so I don't use it. Now, when I get into the pack, I keep everything in different pouches and things, and we're going to go over all of them as we go. So, first off, I'm going to pull out my electronics, my water filter system. This is a bag that I use for my food and hanging, my kitchen kit, my clothing bag, my Ditty Bag. I'll go over this, a bunch of different items in there. My tent. Now my tent is in 3 different areas. My fly, my tent, and my poles. And then lastly, what I've got in here is my sleeping system, my bedroll as I like to call it. So let's get into it. I'll break everyone down for you. All right, I think the best place to start a loadout system is the big 3, the pack, the tent, and the sleeping system. Right now, I'm pretty happy with where I have it. It all comes to 12 pounds. I could go lighter on the tent, but I'm okay with the way that it is right now. So let's start with the pack. This is the Crown 2 60 liter, and with the brain taken off, top taken off. This pack comes to 2 pounds 5 ounces with a couple things that I've taken off of it, weaned down like 3 or 4 ounces, which I'm really happy about. But it is excellent. It's a top loading, has a bunch of pockets on the sides, the front pocket. I did a review on this. It'll be linked up below on the top right there. And on the front, I've only done a couple small changes to it. I put this pouch on here because I end up snacking all day long. So I put little granola snacks or almonds covered with dark chocolate or something like that so that it's easy accessible. I love these front pockets. Again, I keep things that I just know I'll need, a head wrap, those types of things in the front. And then I have my piece that I use to hook my GoPro on and hang it so that I can get a picture or a shot of something right when it happens. So that is my pack. Very happy with it. Plan to use it for many years to come. Next, let's talk about my tent system. This is a Sierra Design clip flashlight. The body of the tent, the rainfly, and the poles and stakes. It's kind of how I pack it all the time. I don't have a bag for it anymore. Why I do this is if the fly gets really wet, I just slide it into the outside of my pack, and this can go inside. Also, I like to slide this in like this right against my back in the pack, because if it's really round, it sticks in your back, but this leaves that kind of spot for your spine. This tent is not the lightest tent. It's 4 pounds 5 ounces as it is right now. I know I can get lighter, but I just love it. I've had it since 1999, and the design is great. They just redesigned it for this last 2017, which is kind of cool, and I really debated getting a brand new one, and I might just do that. But it works great for 1 person and like a dog, or 2 people nice and cozy. But this tent has taken care of me on many a nights. Now let's talk about my sleep system. I put everything in this waterproof bag. Reason being, it just keeps it dry and I don't have to carry something to cover my pack, so I try to keep everything in something that's waterproof. This has a breathable membrane, which works great for stuffing your sleeping bag. I use a Quilt in there, and then it lets the air out, but it doesn't let water in. I tested this thing, and I have a video that I'll put up top. You can link it there. And then I actually submerged it in water completely for a while, and then pulled it out, and everything was still totally dry. So let's open it up. So the first thing in here is my Climate Static V Insulated Bedroll. bed mat. I love this bed mat. It is has a great R value in it. I've had it out in winter and in cooler temperatures, and it really insulates me from the ground. Why the insulation is so important is because I use a quilt, so I need something that will work really nicely and keep me warm, and it's pretty light. The next thing is my pillow. I use this X-Bed pillow. I did a review on this as well. You can see that up above, but it's the larger one, and I'm a side sleeper, so it just gives me a lot of support that I need and really love. And then lastly, my Sierra Design quilt. I love this quilt. I also did a review on this quilt. You can check it out above, but what I like about a quilt is that it's not constricting. This season I've really become a big fan of quilt systems because they're not constrictive. If you have the right bedroll underneath it, it'll insulate you, and you can take it off, put it on, easy to get in and out. You don't have to deal with that zipper. And if it gets really cold too, it has this really cool like head pouch that you can put on too, because you know how it is, most of your heat leaves to your top of your head. So the last piece is this ridge rest, and it is a 3/4 ridge rest. It's really old. I've had this thing for probably 20 years. This is a comfort item. I don't have to have it because I think this mat does really well, but I use this around when we stop to eat. I sit on it. Sitting around campfire, I sit on it. Then I slide it up underneath my bedroll at night just to give me another layer, because I'm an old guy, so any more cushion you can give me, that is awesome. But this baby has gone on a ton of trips with me, and will continue to. All right, now on to my backyard kitchen. What I carry in here is let's start with the stove. The Optimus Crux Lite. And I really like this guy. He's worked for me for a couple years now and had no problems. It comes with these couple pots that, you know, everything, your fuel nests in there, your stove, and it closes off really nicely. So this system has worked out great, and it's quite light. I'm quite happy with it. I do have a bowl, plastic bowl, that I like to carry just because it's so comfortable and easy to eat from that I just continue to carry it. And my utensil is a Sea to Summit long spork. And these are just great, especially for meals that are like these dehydrated meals in the bag. You're able to just scoop in and get the meal out, and it works really well. It works fine with a regular, you know, bowl too. A couple other things that I carry on my stove is a can opener and a lighter. Even though I carry flint on my knife, it's nice to have a lighter. And then some tin foil for a windscreen. Then for cleanup, I just have this kind of chamois and some camp suds that I use for kind of everything, hand washing as well as cleaning out my dishes. All right, let's talk water filtration. I have this mesh bag that I keep my water filter in and my reservoir. Basically what I do is I take this platy, which is a 34 ounce. I kind of like that it's large, and I can dump it into the water. I can open it up and really get a good amount of water, and then thread it onto this filter, which is a Hydro Blue VersaFlow, and then filter right into my Life water bottle. This works really great. What I like about this system is that it's easy on the fly, and in a pinch too, say something happens to this, I can just dip my Life bottle into a lake. We're in the Great Lakes, so a filter works just great. I don't need really a purifier, and then I can thread it on, and then I can drink straight from that the hose right here. So I kind of like that system quite a bit. Additionally, what's nice about this platy is that as I'm hiking along, maybe I have like, you know, I'm up on water, but I know that I'm not going to have a water source where I'm sleeping. And I'm passing a river, I can just fill this up quick, seal it off, put it in my side pouch, and I know I have 34 ounces. I just have to purify when I get back to camp. So real small, simple system, and I love it. Works really great. Next, I'm going to talk about my Ditty Bag. I have a lot of different items in here, and I will have to say that right now I just use this mesh bag, and if it's going to rain, I put it in my clothing bag, which is a dry bag, so that nothing gets wet. All right, so this is everything in my Ditty Bag. I've got two 15-foot cords of rope right here that I use to, one is obviously used to hang my food, and the other one just for whatever I need. I have my headlamp, just a standard Eddie Bauer type style. I have got my other light. I used to carry a flashlight, but now I carry this black diamond because it's a flashlight and a lantern, and it doesn't weigh much, and it clips onto everything. So I've just come to use this as a flashlight, and then around camp or in my tent I can use this as a lantern. It's LED and it lasts forever, so I've completely converted away from a standard flashlight. I have my little first aid kit which has some hand warmers in it, moleskin, band-aids, nothing for major surgery or anything, but enough to just take care of bumps and scrapes and things that happen on the trail. Of course, I always carry an extra map. My Swiss Army knife, which is by far my favorite knife. I've carried this for 20 some years. It does have 2 blades, but probably one of my favorite things is this little saw. It has come in handy so many times, just cutting a little piece of wood or whatever, or a branch that I want to cut off. So my Swissy always goes with me. I got a polar fleece hat as my extra piece, so if it gets cold at night, I can wear that. And then a bug net. Head net. This is huge because the no-see-ums can really be bad, especially in the upper peninsula of Michigan. You never know when they can really ruin your trip, so a bug net is great. And lastly, my toilet paper and my toothbrush. I don't really bring toothpaste. I just brush with water or even camp suds. I've done that before too. So, and then of course my toilet paper in a bag right there. The next one is my clothes bag. This is a dry bag, and it's a rather large one. Reason being is that I like to be able to, if I know it's going to be raining, I like to be able to put my Ditty Bag inside here, as well as my electronics bag if need be. All right, now for my clothing. I have just some basic extra clothing that I carry because I always end up wearing the same shorts, same underwear, and the same t-shirt multiple days. So I don't have a lot that I carry extra, unless it's like really going to be like a late fall and it's cold. I'd add a polar fleece and maybe some pants or something. But what I have in here all the time is an extra pair of socks, my Smart Wools, a sports wicking type of t-shirt to change that out if needed. I've got my long sleeve performance type t-shirt with a zip on the neck to be able to get kind of warm and cozy at night. If it is too cold for this, I'll just put my raincoat on, and paired together, that's plenty warm for me, or I'll wrap my quilt around myself. And then for my head, I'll always have a radar style cap like this. I did a review on it, the link's above. They're super cool, the bill kind of bends and they're super light. This is my summer one, but they also make one that's waterproof as well that I'll wear in, and it's a little bit warmer, I'll wear it in colder weather or if I know it's gonna be raining. The last piece is my wrap. I always carry one of these. They're great for around my head if I'm sweating, or around my neck to keep me from getting burned on the back of my neck, or whatever it may be. I can turn it into a hat, that type of thing too. So these are the basic items that I carry as backup clothing. All right, now let's talk about my electronics pouch. This is for my GoPro, my phone, and all the different things that I need to use to be able to shoot videos when I'm out and to keep my phone charged. Okay, so primarily in this pouch, what I have is a battery backup system for charging my phone and my GoPro batteries. It is solar powered, which I really like, so I can recharge it while I'm out there. I did a review on this one too. It's pretty cheap on Amazon and it's held up. Then I have my 2 different cords. One's for my phone and one's for my GoPro charging. I have an extra light for my GoPro so that I can shoot at night, my handle as well, and of course my phone. And then I've got just a bunch of little extra little knife and my extra microphone in there as well too. So this is kind of my electric pouch that I carry. I don't have my GoPro out here right now because I'm actually filming with it with the microphone, but that can fit in here too. So my last item that's not in a bag or a pouch or anything is my Sven saw. I love this saw. I did a review on it. It's a great option for processing wood in the wilderness. All right, so that's everything that I carry in my pack. That takes it to 17.5 pounds. I'm very happy with that weight. Yes, could it be lighter? Could I like throw out this saw that's almost a pound? Yes, but I've used it. I've had this for so many years and I know that I use it on the trail. So to me, it's useful. Hike your own hike, do your own thing. I have this old tent that I could upgrade, but you know, you get a piece of gear that you kind of fall in love with and you just have a hard time letting it go, even if you could shed a pound or two. So hopefully you found some of this stuff interesting, found something new. And if you did, if you could hit like and subscribe, that would be awesome. And also, I have my first Patreon supporter. I'm on Patreon there if you want to support what I'm doing as a creator. But Trailblazer, I want to put a shout out to you. I made a trail tag for you. You'll be going up on my wall. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy.